Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbe with Believe in the Run.
Today we're talking about a shoe company that's not always been known for shoes. TYR.
TYR. Yeah, or TYR.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it TYR. I bet they'll love that.
I'm sure some people are like, is that TYR?
Yeah. Well, it's TYR.
Yeah, it is TYR. And Robbie, they're not really known for their running shoes.
Yeah, I feel like did they make shoes before this? I don't know. I've known them from the swimming world, and that's just from seeing other people.
You never had goggles?
I think I've seen them wear goggles during the Olympics. That's my only familiarity. But you've done some triathlons in the past.
Yes, not the big daddy, but I've done 2 half marathon, what do you call them? Ironmans. So if I've done 2 half Ironmans, does that count as a full Ironman?
I think it's a Triron-man.
Okay.
Or Tyron.
And I have to tell you something, the swimming is the worst part. It's probably what's going to keep me from doing a 3rd triathlon. It's just, you're in the water for a long time. It's scary.
That's actually the reason why I won't ever do a triathlon, is because of the swimming.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
No interest.
Anyway, we should probably get into the shoe. They're all of a sudden out of nowhere coming out with shoes. And honestly, a lot of times when a new brand comes out that's kind of like in another sector, we kind of look at it like,
Yeah. Can they really do this?
What does the kid say today? Sus?
It's definitely sus. Yeah.
So
no cap.
So originally we weren't even really thinking much about these. We had 2 of our other reviewers, our field reviewers, go ahead and Matt and Caleb review it. And they were like, oh, that's really good. So we were like, okay,
Yeah.
great. And then we got to try it on at the running event, and we were like, all right, send us a pair.
Yeah. So I personally have not received a pair, which is fine. We have so many shoes, but you got it. So I'm going to be your go-to wingman for this review, I guess.
You'll be the technical support.
Yeah. So, or just the comedy relief.
Also, he witnessed an epic fall in this shoe.
I did.
Yeah. So we'll get to that in a second.
So
let's break down the upper, right?
We actually haven't even said the name of the shoe yet.
Oh, so that's right.
The TYR Valkyrie Elite Carbon.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Did I not? Oh, yeah. Sorry, hold on. It's the Valkyrie Elite.
Yeah. They actually spelled the name of the shoe wrong on the side of the shoe, which wasn't a good sign to start off with.
Yeah, we weren't sure if this was going to work out. Anyways.
I guarantee you the shoe runs so well, you won't care if what they wrote on the side or the name of it. But yeah, Robbie got it right. It's the Valkyrie Elite Carbon.
Cool. All right. So do you want to start talking about
wings?
The wings fly away. All right. Do you want to start talking about the upper on this shoe?
They've got a really lightweight hyperweave upper, super breathable. They call it an anatomical toe box, Robbie, but aren't all toe boxes anatomical?
I would say, and I feel like if you're applying that term to a toe box, you're expecting an ultra/topo athletic type shoe.
This ain't it.
This is just a normal toe box.
It looks a lot like a regular running shoe.
Yeah.
Other things that are nice is you have a reinforced upper in here, but it matches up with the gusseted tongue. Thin basic tongue. Robbie, tell me about these laces. I don't care that you haven't worn the shoe. You know these laces.
Yeah, this is your teeth style race laces. You're going to find them in the Alpha Fly, Diodora Gar Carbon,
any shoe you want to lace up for race day.
Yeah, any racing shoe should just put those laces in, you're good.
Should we just call these a sawtooth?
Yeah. Oh,
sawtooth laces.
Yep.
I love them. That's what we're calling from now on. So now it's kind of funny because I'm going to disagree with our written review. They said the upper had some issues. I actually thought this was one of the better fitting uppers on a race day shoe. It has a little bit of padding around the heel collar and counter, just enough to make it feel really snug along the foot. I had no problem with heel lift. Usually if there's a plate, you're going to get a little heel lift because the shoes are rigid. This one, nothing. It felt great.
All right, so great upper. Looks good. Looks pretty clean. Now, let's go on to the midsole of this shoe, which is where the magic usually happens in these race day shoes.
Yeah. All Pebax is Peba, but not all Peba is Pebax.
Yeah.
This one happens to be registered trademark Pebax formulation, and they call it Launch PX. So, Robbie, one thing you'll notice about this Pebax is it kind of, there's different kinds of Pebax, let's say. There's a real smooth one, and there's one that looks like almost like a styrofoam cooler or the popcorn style. This is more the popcorn's styrofoamy style.
Yeah, and we've seen that in some other shoes like the Topo Athletic, Cyclone, and there's a bunch.
Does it remind you of the Endorphin
or the Endorphin
Pro a little bit?
Saucony Endorphin series. But so tell me about how this feels on the run, because even though you can have Pebax or Supercritical or whatever, there's always can be a different feel to it depending how they tune the durometer of it. So what are we thinking?
Well, that's the weird thing. It reminds me of a lot of the shoes that, like, it's almost like the word has gotten out on how to make a race day shoe.
Yeah.
And this feels very similar. There's like fine tuning adjustments between this, the Guard Carbon, the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4, and the New Balance SC Elite 4. Mm-hmm. And they're all kind of feel similar. It's just going to come down to the fit and what you like in a shoe and where you like the toe off to go. Mm-hmm. This one's toe spring is a little closer to the front. So if you're going to land midfoot, like I do pretty much, you land here and then you kind of feel that through the stride, and it does give you a nice sensation off the toe. At least for me, I really like the sensation off the toe. It does feel, even though it's only a 39.5 and a 33.5, I hate it when they do that. Why don't they just say it's 40? like no who's really going to notice
no
the
one's gonna
0.5?
Yeah.
Yeah, just call it 40, just call it 34, and say it's a 6 millimeter drop. But it feels higher than some of the other ones. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but the sensation of the foam is not super soft, but not hard. It's right in like that, I think, sweet spot. I actually think it's where you find yourself really liking a shoe.
Okay.
In that, yes, it's not going to bash your legs, but it's also not going to be like pudding.
So does it feel like the Endorphin series at all? It seems like kind of in that range. Okay.
If you had told me this was the Saucony Endorphin Pro 4,
yeah,
I'd say okay.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, I really think, I don't know if they're looking at other people's homework, but this feels a lot similar to, very similar to those shoes. I'm thinking it's the formulation of this Pebax. It's where the plate placement is. You're going to see you have the carbon plate coming in through here. Mm-hmm. It has a very smooth ride through it. Even the rubber placement feels a little similar to like the Pro.
And it looks like it has a pretty generous amount of rubber for a race day shoe, at least coverage wise anyways.
Yeah, it does. And you notice that especially on going uphill or downhill. And I've done 2 runs, and I did a shorter 8-mile run in the shoe with some pickups and some strides. And then I took it out for a hilly 20-mile run.
Oh,
where we picked up the pace.
You took it out, and also you got taken out.
Yeah.
So.
You can see right here on the toe. While I was running with the guys, I was with Jarrett and Robbe here, and there was like that wavy cement.
Yeah.
Caught my toe on the wave.
Oh.
My feet were gone.
Yeah.
Head into the ground.
You got barreled in that wave. Yeah.
Yeah. And it almost ended the run.
Yeah. It was still a good time, and we're not going to blame it on the shoes.
Not at all.
It was
User
geographical fault line in the road.
Yeah.
All right.
But the run, Robbe, was really pretty spectacular. Like, it really was fine. And this shoe does a really good job at all different paces. So on the way up, we were running uphill, so we weren't really smashing the miles. Mm-hmm. We were kind of going at a more moderate pace to easy pace. And then at the 10-mile mark, according to my training, I was supposed to pick it up on the way back. Yeah. And so we did. And I found the shoe to respond really well to picking up the pace.
Nice.
And even when I did my strides, you can really get up on your toes on this shoe. And that's where I liked the Valkyrie, was like when you're up being a little more aggressive, this really pays off. And I did feel a nice bounce off the toe and the way that they have it kind of curved up here.
Cool. And I don't know if we mentioned the weight yet.
I don't think we have.
Okay.
This is size 10.5.
And so for your 10.5,
8.4 ounces or 238 grams.
That's in the range of
every shoe I mentioned.
Most of the race day shoes out there. Yeah. So that's pretty solid. I mean, and you're talking about, you have the carbon fiber plate, you got the Pebax, you got the lightweight upper, fits well. I mean, it's $250. We're talking, when you say this is right in that wheelhouse of all those other shoes, it seems like it is literally right in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, there's, like I said, it's almost like there's a template now. This is the shoe, this is the foam, here's the plate, here's the price.
Yeah.
And this is what you're going to get out of it.
Which makes me wonder, can you actually mess up a shoe at this point with what the materials that you have available. I guess if you've seen some recent reviews,
there's been
the
a couple
answer
of
is
shoes
yes.
that have messed it up. But that's the thing, that's the beautiful thing about what you have right now is a lot of choices. You know, for years, everybody was chasing the formula with Nike. And I don't know if it was trying to get around the patents or what they had, and you had to work your way around it. But whatever it is, all these brands have a really viable, really well produced race day shoe. And this one feels, I would say it's more on the stable side. So a lot of people are asking, are there race day shoes for people who want stability? Now, inherently, the race day shoes are going to have a wider bottom that's going to create some stability for you. And then they're plating it also as a stiffening agent, which is going to create some stability for you. So I don't think is there any race day shoe that's specific to stability?
I don't think so. I think somebody asked this question. I would say that the closest thing that I would say is the stability in a race day shoe would maybe be the Salomon Slab Spectre. It has like a winged plate in that keeps your foot over the platform a little bit more. So I would say that's maybe the closest you would come to that. But yeah, there's a lot of the shoes I would say are the complete opposite of that.
Yeah, race day shoes are intended for you to be up towards the front of the shoe and pushing off and kind of up on your toes.
And obviously very lightweight, so you're going to shave some shape and profile off that.
Yeah, so Robbie, you're probably wondering, am I going to give this a green light?
Yeah, I am going to wonder that.
Guess what?
I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's got a green light.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like this, you'll like the other shoes I mentioned. It really fits in there well. I think especially if you're like a Saucony fan that's looking and you love doing triathlons or whatever, and you want to kind of like be different, this is a great option for
Is
that.
there any reason why you would choose this over any of the other shoes listed, or is it just kind of a personal preference at this point?
The thing that I would come in is like, say that I wanted a white shoe. Like it is really coming down to color choice and logo. I love the way this one looks. It's very clean. So this might win out over another shoe that if I was like, just, okay, what are my choices here between these? But yeah, I don't think there's any advantage or disadvantage in getting this shoe over some of the other ones we mentioned.
Pretty much it for this review. Anything else you had to say about it?
It says always in front.
Yeah.
On the here.
I can guarantee you that if I had this shoe, that would not be the case.
Yeah.
Where's the always in the middle shoe? Because I need that one.
When I fell, I did fall forward.
That is true. So right in front of me. So you.
Yeah, I was in front.
Fair.
But yeah, so I really like this shoe. Really surprised that company coming out with their first shoe in the race day category
and
hits it.
And they have another speed shoe coming out, more of like the tempo range. So keep an eye out for that.
Did that one sound like you would compare it to the Saucony Endorphin Speed?
For sure.
It was like a nylon plate.
Yeah. So we'll be reviewing that soon as well. So check it out.
Yeah, nice job, Tier.
All right.
No tears here.
Nope.
Except for when I fell. There was probably a few tears.
No tear shampoo.
Thanks for watching. Do all the things. Like this video. Share it with your friends. Subscribe to the email that we've got that Robbie puts together. It's fantastic.
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Follow us on all the socials. Listen to the podcast. Links in the description. Bye.
You know who's crying today? This probably won't even make the video, but I'm gonna say it anyway. But Robbie is crying today. Yeah. Why were you crying?
I was eating a spicy shrimp, and the crunch flicked up all the spices into my eye. At which case, felt like I got pepper sprayed by a shrimp snack. So I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to shoot the video. I was like, I'm gonna have the worst bloodshot eye, but we're here. We did it.
Yeah, it's over. You can leave now.